So for the last few weeks, I've been discussing with some of my friends whether the internet is robbing you of your consciousness or not, as crazy as that might sound, and we've reached some interesting conclusions that I want to share with you. Now, what do I mean by consciousness? This might be the most difficult part to explain in the whole video, but with consciousness, what I mean is basically a state of presence in which you're fully aware of your own existence. You have like this sense of oneness with everything, and also you can perceive that in a way you're infinite. And you can reach these states, for example, with meditation, but the thing is that you can also reach it without meditation, right? A lot of people just sit down to meditate so that they can feel their own consciousness, but the reality is that if you're a highly aware individual, you can live in a meditative state 24/7. This state that you can reach, it's kind of like psychedelic, right? When you take psychedelics and you take a microdose of mushrooms, it's kind of like that feeling, but the thing is that you can reach that without taking anything. The state that I'm talking about is similar to what some books like Reality Transurfing and Tufti the Priestess describe. Because in these books, for example, they talk about this sense of presence within yourself to bring your consciousness not fully inside of you in a way and not fully to the outside world, and just keep it in between, right? Like this fine line in between that exists, that's touching both parts of your existence and staying there. I wish I could give you a better definition of what I'm talking about, but I think it's the kind of thing that if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. If by all the things that I just said, you still don't know what I'm talking about, I don't think there's anything else I could explain to you about consciousness that would make you understand what is it that I'm talking about. And if you know what I'm talking about, probably it's been very obvious since the beginning of the video. Now, the thing is that in the past, I could get into these states, the ones that are described in Reality Transurfing, Tufti the Priestess, for short periods of time only, these high level of states of consciousness, because that's the thing, it's like a scale, right? Consciousness, it's not black or white, it's like whether I'm conscious or I'm not conscious. No, it's like how conscious you are, that's the thing, right? And I could reach like these high levels, not the top, who knows what the top is, but really high levels of consciousness, that the ones that are described in these books, but just for short periods of time, maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes at most. But recently, for the last few months, I've been able to do that for long periods of time, like hours in a single day. And that has allowed me to analyze what is it? What are the things that allow me to go in and out of these states? Because before I thought it was kind of random, but now I realize that it's a skill issue. Okay, you could argue that everything in life it's a skill issue. And the number one thing that I've noticed the most that takes me out of these states, as you can know already, but what I'm talking about is the internet, it's social media. And even Krishnamurti talks about this. I've been listening to him a lot lately, which honestly I would recommend you to do as well. But there's something that he said that really stuck with me. And he said, the mind needs to be entertained. And if you don't entertain it yourself, the entertainment industry will do it for you. And when that happens, that dulls your mind. And when your mind gets dulled, that's what puts you like out of consciousness. And I would argue that if we have a timeline here, and this is the present moment, this is the future, this is the past, I would argue that when you get your mind dull and you're just like in brain dead zombie mode that is caused by social media and the internet, when you're just like scrolling and consuming garbage, you're in a completely different plane of reality. You're just like on a different timeline that's not in the present, not the past, not the future. You're somewhere else completely. And if you guys think that I'm exaggerating about this whole thing, it's probably because you're so deep in it that you don't realize it yourself, how unconscious you are. Because it's kind of like the same thing that I was talking about a couple days ago with the health video that I published on how to get the perfect body, aesthetic physique, the Greek god apps. It's the same thing like with diet. When people eat so much junk food, they stop feeling the pain of it. They stop feeling the consequences. Like every single day they can eat crap and they're gonna be okay, at least like the superficial sensations of the body. But if I go and now I start having milkshakes and I go to McDonald's and I eat a lot of junk food, I'm gonna hurt because my body is not used to that crap. But you can get used to things, and it's the same thing with consciousness. You can get used to having a low level of consciousness. Now, don't be dumb. I'm not saying that all forms of social media cause this, okay? Let's not be extremist, but all I'm saying is that there are some forms, some ways in which you can consume social media in the internet that cause this thing. So what is the solution? Because I'm not saying that you should quit the internet. I think the internet is amazing. I think you can learn a lot of things. It brings amazing opportunities. You can connect with a lot of people. So it is not realistic for you just to uninstall everything and quit the internet altogether and delete all of your accounts. I don't think that's the right way to go. So the solution is this word, intentionality. You have to be intentional about whatever it is that you're doing, right? Because I noticed when I was in these high states of awareness, like the ones that are described here, it's not always that I would use the internet and I would get out of those states. In fact, I was using the internet a lot because I was listening to a lot of talks from Krishnamurti, but there was some other form of social media that would get me out, but not so much the form itself. It was how I was consuming that form. It's what precedes the action itself. It's the intention in which you're going at it that's gonna either lift your consciousness or take it down. If you have a clear goal and you're like, yeah, I'm opening Twitter because I want to check these tweets from this account that I like and I follow. I'm opening YouTube because I want to watch this video that you're watching right now. When you do it that way, then social media is amazing and the internet and everything. When you do it just because, that's when you run into problems. So be intentional about everything that you do. When you open your phone, ask yourself, realize, be aware. That's the thing, like that's the game. You have to control your awareness. That is your consciousness. Why are you opening your phone? Why are you opening your computer? Why are you opening YouTube, Twitter, TikTok? Why are you watching the video that you're watching right now? Make your own decisions. Don't just flow through them, through your impulses. When you finish consuming something, don't just jump to the next thing immediately. Sit down and realize what you're doing and what you want to do next. So anyways, that's it for this video. I just wanted to quickly share this thing with you. I hope it was helpful. Check this video right here. I'm sure you're also gonna like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. I would appreciate that. And hopefully I will see you on the next video. Take care. Peace.